Welcome to a special edition of Your Image Public Relations Program on TV. Special in the sense that it's 8 years Your Image Public Relations Program debuted. Let me first of all say congratulations to the Ogun State Television for pioneering public relations among other TV stations. And I have here special people too, who have been part and parcel of the program. In fact, they were the engine room, they were the visionary, they were the, in fact, I can continue to describe their role. I have with me a pioneer anchor of Your Image PR program, in person of Mr. Gbenga Gbeson. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to be here, and congratulations on 8 years and still keeping rolling.
Thank you so much.
Tremendous achievements.
It is the seed that you sown that is germinating, and I want to say congratulations too.
Thank you.
We look forward to further partnership on this program. Thank you so much. Also with me, I have Mr. Lekon Togua. Lekon Togua is chairman, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Ogun State Chapter. Today is also coming on a special note in view of the program that we'll be having coming next Thursday. Of course, the topic once again is 8 years of public relations tagging Your Image on television. Well, we're going to do a reflection, and we're going to look at how impactful has the program been. Has it been able to meet the vision, the aspirations, and the role expected of public relations to play in the society? I'm not going to waste much of your time, so I'm going to hunt the hunter. But before I do that, let's go for a short break.
PR Primus Limited, in conjunction with Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR Ogun State Chapter, present the maiden edition of annual Your Image Awards to recognize outstanding individuals and corporate organizations for good performance in different public and private endeavors. Date Thursday, 8 September 2022. Time 1 p.m. Venue Park Inn by Radisson Hotel, Abeokuta. This top-notch event has as host His Excellency Governor Dakwa MFR, with former Governor Benga Daniel as chairman. Of course, the occasion attracts gurus in the PR profession. National President NIPR, Malam Mukhtar Sirajo, President Africa Public Relations Association, Yomi Badejo Kusaya, and Chief Fasi Yusuf. Royal Fathers of the Day, Tuwulade Ofakiale, Oba Olufemi Ogunleye, the Otumba Woyekala, Otumba Sunday Adewale Okuwobi Okudero, and the Ogiri Madago of Ilodo, Oba Engineer Iseka Ajude. Highlights of the day: formal launching of the special edition of monthly PR Primus magazine, Your Image Awards, taking your visibilities to greater heights.
Well, it is 8 years of Your Image on TV, your flagship public relations program. Today I'll be hunting the hunter. It's been a long time the man has been doing that. Today I'm going to begin with the pioneer anchor of Your Image Public Relations Program on this TV. Well, congratulations once again, Ogun State Television, for pioneering this noble program. Mr. Gbenga.
Thank you very much, Akin, and I'm not really sure if the metaphor is appropriate to say hunting the hunter, but because you are really the person to be hunted. You really came up with the idea, you came up with the vision of having a television-based public relations program. It's a novel one. It's an innovation that has not really been tried out.
Thank you very much.
And we have reasons to also praise the commitment of Ogun State Television, not only in aligning the program, but also given the circumstances in which many programs of this nature, in which they always move because of the paucity and of funds, and they still keep faith with it and keeping it on air for the past 8 months. I think it's a tremendous achievement on the part of the station too. Yes, the program itself is not only desirable, But again, it also draws attention to some of the challenges that we have in maintaining very sound professionalism in Nigeria. Not too often you find the professions really not only getting across to the different publics that they are serving, but also deepening the understanding of the professions among the publics. But this has been a kind of opportunity to not only create windows of learning, windows of knowledge, windows of education for those who really know nothing about public relations, to at least offer some kind of enlightenment. But it's also another window open for even professionals to re-examine what they know, to challenge those things that have received opinion and education in public relations, and then bring a kind of a sort of cross-fertilization of ideas across barriers. And I think largely the program has succeeded in pushing this forward. Again, there are teachers of PRA, so don't let me monopolize this. I just pass the ball.
Let me just say that it's the seed that you sow that is growing. And I remember in those days the cross-fertilization of ideas we were having, and your vision and the passion you had. You made a lot of sacrifices. I want to say thank you so much for those sacrifices.
Thank you.
Yeah, the chairman, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. When you look at the content of the program, how far have we satisfied the town angle?
Well, thank you, moderator. It is my pleasure to be here again today.
You're welcome.
And let me also congratulate PR Primus Limited, the Ogtv, and other stakeholders that have actually been involved to get this program to this level. This is the 8th year, and you look at it that so soon, the program has made 8 years. A big congratulations to everyone.
Thank you so much. We thank God.
Well, I think the program has actually been living to its, the expectations of a professional program of its nature. That is a program that is pushing the significance of PR in our life as a nation, as a society. And looking at the content so far, I want to say that apart from projecting public relations as a desirable element in our society, the program has also been able to identify social issues which are germane to our road to development in terms of what are the problems we have and how we could actually, solve those problems as a people. So I know that if you look at the personalities that have always been bringing on board, yes, we have got people from the town. And definitely because this is more about what is happening in the society, those personalities have been able to really explain within the context of PR what our problems are and how we could actually solve them. So I think the program has been doing well in terms of its responsibility as a professional public relations program to x-ray the significance of PR and social issues which we believe that there's no issue that is on that could not be resolved or managed through public relations. And to me it is a great achievement, and I pray that the program will continue along that line.
Thank you very much. Your prayer will be answered. Gigi, when it was 5 years, we tried to chronicle what had happened and how far we've received support from the society. And I could remember vividly that we were talking about not enough marketing. But of course, we, by extension, reach out to so many organizations. I want to acknowledge that so many organizations came up by allowing some of their agents, experts, and professionals to be part of this program. But in terms of real support, we are not yet there. What can you adduce as the reason for all this?
Well, I think basically there are challenges in getting funding, as it were, to use the exact or appropriate word, that is sponsorship of programs of this nature. Because the first question when you are going to put money down to support such a program like this, the first thinking is, what sort of audience am I really getting across with? And when you look at programs that are popular in nature, they tend to be more entertainment-based. Entertainment-based, and also because those entertainment-based programs also, they get across to consumers, consumer of products. Many organizations that are producing goods also are looking for opportunities.
Let me quickly interject. But this is a developmental program. This is a program that has a vision to shape the world, to shape the organization, to ensure that the fundamental issues that could cause crisis within a setup, society, organization, and the nation are nipped in the bud.
Well, you may be shocked to learn, maybe even from different studies, and so that such programs that are never popular for sponsorship. It's just the point that I was explaining, that when you look at it, the kind of goods and services that will have appealed for sponsorship of this program are not necessarily the consumable ones. I know what it means. When you look at the products today or programs today on television that are getting sponsored, you know that the areas they belong to, mostly these are areas that are very highly consumable goods. Again, there are also the challenges that when you run a program of this nature, because it is also intellectual based, the elements of those who are supposed to be watching it, it doesn't really have the kind of the audience you should have. I mean, if you do audience survey, if you do audience research now, how many people are actually looking about watching this type of program? Because it is directly getting across to professionals. So you tend to get across the board and look at programs that are aiming at professionals. They are not many. Secondly, they don't get the right funding. And thirdly, the areas which in other places they tend to get support, which will have been from government itself, because those will have been things that you have grants, which have been dedicated to public service broadcasting, which will have assisted in programs of this nature. But government is not really also putting attention to those areas. And these are the things that I tend to see. So the weakness area, some of the weaknesses you discover in the way we manage broadcasting, including not having that organizational base, which can push such an idea that we need to have a fund base in which we can encourage programs that are not entertainment in nature, but are serving critical roles in the society, just like the one that I've mentioned, trying to get conflicts reduced, trying to ensure that people learn the values of dialogue, which is central, which is to democracy and all the rest of it. So, in the main, the bottleneck has always been for programs to have the appropriate funding. When you do thorough analysis of popular programs, and then you look at where they are drawing their audience from, one, they appeal more to the younger elements, the youth, and then we can't compare. They are also, if they are not reality TV shows, they are mostly entertainment, musical shows, and so that tends to put programs like this at a great disadvantage. So it is the reason why the resilience that the program has shown and those behind it will need to be commended, and where I'm just saying that sending a commendation to them.
Thank you very much. It's an opportunity for me to give kudos to tertiary institutions that have done a buy-in into this program. I know some institutions of repute that have done a lot to support this program, in the sense that there has been some extension services, maybe consultations and the like. Lekon, why has this thing has not also affected positively institutional education?
Well, I want to pick it, maybe find a way to pick it from what other Gigi has said. Gigi has done a deep analysis of the situation, the circumstances around this program, the program of this nature in terms of funding and the rest. And in the classroom, that's what we talk about. We talk about the hard sell and the soft sell. And I think this program falls within what I want to describe as the hard sell.
Okay.
because it's a professional program, it is projecting something that appears intangible to some people. You talked about consumables. If you look at companies that are really driving, making headway in the country today, they are in the consuming sector, so to say. Those that are consumer-oriented, manufacturing products that people can consume. Even those that are into real production, they are finding it challenging. But those that are into merchandising, buying and selling, they are making progress. So when you talk about a program of this nature, which is talking about something that appears intangible to some people, talking about reputation, talking about goodwill, it appears that it doesn't have that appeal.
May I say that it's because of the lack of knowledge about public relations that making them to have that kind of view?
Well, it's about our level of development. Yes, I know it's about level of development. I know that there will come a time that this program will have that breakthrough. I think we just have to be resilient, as he said. There will be a breakthrough when people begin to really understand the significance of PR in all that we do, in all aspects of our lives. When people begin to know that, yes, your reputation, even as an individual, is important, or the reputation of your company is important. Whereas I want to admit that, yes, we have companies, we have organizations that actually, have that within the dynamics of what they do. But in terms of driving the people, getting that appeal in terms of audience, there's still that challenge because it is not one of the consumables that we are talking about. If you look again, you talk about entertainment. That is one thing that is driving the media today, entertainment, especially when we look at the youth that constitutes a sizable percentage of the audience of television. So maybe this program needs to bring in some taint of entertainment. I don't know. I hope it will not in a way undermine the core value of the program. If we are able to do that, perhaps it will open up the program to, in terms of appeal to more people, and maybe also include some segments that will appeal to the youth. And as I said, some entertaining aspects of it, can also be desirable to drive our audience of this program.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I think just one quick one. It's important that we also not overlook some of the challenges on our end. I don't want to call it our own inadequacies. Too often, especially communications generally, we have taken for granted the changes, the rapid changes that almost on every minute basis is occurring around the world. Particularly if you look at the level of changes in technology. All those things that we are assuming that are considered channels in those days, ways for you to get across your messages, get across your products, get across your services to people, they have become redefined. On a daily basis, not less than 2 or 3 billion people are using the internet alone. And you also look at the social media. So some of those, you may be shocked that if you do a survey of the kind of people that are watching this program, you may find that less than 10% of those people that ought to be watching are watching. And when you ask them, what are they doing? Either they're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, or they're... So we must also, as practitioners, begin to see the deep impact that the modern technologies is having on the profession, and how it is also redefining the way we are going to do deliver our professional services. Majorly, if you look at that, now I don't even have to get across to learn about organizations. With a punch at the button, you can learn. And so the same way that is also imparting on organizations is also the same way organizations have to be conscious of it and then retrain those who are managing their public relations to keep breath of the vast changes that are going on in the communication world.
Thank you, Benga Gweson. We'll come back. Let's have a short break.
PR Primus Limited, in conjunction with Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR Ogun State Chapter, present the maiden edition of annual Your Image Awards to recognize outstanding individuals and corporate organizations for good performance in different public and private endeavors. Date Thursday, 8 September 2022. Time 1 p.m. Venue Park Inn by Radisson Hotel, Abeokuta. This top-notch event has as host His Excellency Governor Dapo Abiodun MFR, with former Governor Benga Daniel as chairman. Of course, the occasion attracts gurus in the PR profession. National President NIPR Madam Mukhtar Sirajo, President Africa Public Relations Association Yomi Badejo Kusaya, and Chief Fasi Yusuf. Royal Fathers of the Day to Wulade Ofakiale Oba Olufemi Ogunleye, the Otumba Woyekala Otumba Sunday Adewale Okuwobi Okudero, and the Ogiwu Madago of Ilodo Oba Engineer Iseka Ajide. Highlights of the day: formal launching of the special edition of monthly PR Primus magazine, Your Image Awards, taking your visibilities to greater heights.
Welcome back. I want to thank you for your submissions, but it would be nice for the public to know that this program too is evolving, and if you look at the setup, it has developed, it has evolved digitally. It has also encompassed so many social media angles. If you even Ogtv, if you check Ogtv on website, you will see your image there. If you check on PR Primus, Twitter angle, Facebook, YouTube, there are so many angles that you can see what we are doing, and even researches. The magazine too that have been introduced, you can have a download. So internationally, it is now exposed. Well, if that has happened, Gigi, what do you now envision?
Well, I think the starting point is really to do critical evaluation. Critical evaluation in the sense that we should not just believe that we are doing the correct thing. We need to have an external opinion to look at all those things that you have mentioned, you have enumerated. Are they really pushing us in the right direction? Again, the constraint of money may be there, but in the end, it may become justified if you have a comprehensive evaluation of the last 8 years. And I think that will put us, define for us the next agenda that we need to.
Thank you so much. The chairman, coming Thursday, there is this event that is coming up. What are the preparations?
Yes, we are prepared. Our preparations are in top gear, and we believe that by His grace we will have that day. We'll have a good outing, and
what are the highlights?
We are giving awards, the PR Primus Awards. We are doing this in conjunction with PR Primus Limited to acknowledge and appreciate individuals and institutions that have been adding value in some ways. We believe that in the life of every society or nation, despite challenges, despite whatever it is trying to hold us back, there are people and institutions that have been trying to add value. And we believe that one of the things that we have to do in terms of public relations is to acknowledge these people so that we can also use that as a base to encourage others. So we are giving awards. There will be a launch of the PR Primus magazine, a special edition of the magazines, and there will be public lecture on the issue of leadership. Because at this point in time, I think one of the challenges we have, a major challenge we have as a nation, lies in the area of leadership. So as we prepare for the next election, the 2023 election, we have to look at have an assessment of our situation and begin to give a pointer in terms of how we can get leaders that will actually take this country to the next level.
Once again, I say congratulations to Ogun State Television for this program. It's been wonderful, it's very rewarding, and we look forward to more partnership. The chairman, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Ogun State Chapter, we want to thank you for creating time to be here.
It's my pleasure, sir.
We hope when next we come to you, you'll be here.
By His grace.
The pioneer anchor, It's been wonderful having you. It's been a great pleasure, and I believe I'm going to release this for a very long time.
It's also a pleasure from this end to have him be part of the idea. May I also just, like I said, I wish the program the best.
Amen. Viewers, this is how far we can go. We thank you for being with us. 8 years is not a short time. It's been long, but we thank you for rewarding us. We can do more for you. God bless you. Until next time.